Hey, so I have made a Life is Strange documentary and also an Uncharted one. Even though I could show you the trailers, I would rather put the links down below. But as of today, of a bit of a re-uploading of a video, today I'm re-uploading two documentaries and I'm putting them into one video. Now I just want to clarify that one. I am working on Life is Strange The Amazing Game Part 2, which is a doc. Uncharted, I have no plans for that. But here are both of those documentaries into one big video. Enjoy. So, Uncharted is a video game series that everyone's known to love, and The Lost Legacy is out now. And today, in a tribute of The Lost Legacy, we're going to be doing a documentary about Uncharted, talking about every single Uncharted game, including the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, because I just found out it has some sort of a story to it. And also we're going to be talking about the film and much more other stuff. We may go off topic with other stuff and you may not see any pictures for other scenes, but I guess that's how it's gonna go. So, just want to also let you know that this is a test. If I can edit this and bring this out on the day that The Lost Legacy comes out in the UK, then I'm guessing I'm able to actually edit a short film. Okay, here's a different type of an intro that, well, here's the intro. So let's begin with the obvious question. What is Uncharted? Uncharted is a video game based series around Nathan Drake and Sully and also Elena. This video game series is about thieves trying to steal stuff from other thieves. In every Uncharted video game there is always an enemy and there's always a boss battle at the end of the game. I'm guessing apart from the iOS game and one of the PlayStation Vita games, but that's how it always goes. You follow Nathan Drake through the different video games of Uncharted until you get into Uncharted 4, when that's the end of it. But let's start from the beginning and talk about one by one, and then also eventually talk about the movie, the Nathan Drake collection, and much more. Please do note that I have played a bit of Uncharted 1, I've played a bit of Uncharted 2, and I've seen footage of Uncharted 3, and I've played Uncharted 4 twice. So please note that I may not have that much to say about each game, and this is not a review. I will put links down to one of the reviews I did for Uncharted 4. So yes. Okay, let's start out with Uncharted 1. Starting off with Uncharted 1. So this was basically the first game. So you know Naughty Dog, these are the creators of these games, and this is basically the first Uncharted game that they made. This one was released on the PlayStation 3, and it was released way back in November the 19th, 2007. And of course there's a story. Now let me tell you what I know from this. I've played it up to the part where Nathan is just running away. This is still at the beginning. So Sully gets shot at the start, big spoiler alert, but he does come back. I have no idea how. So we see at the start, the way start, that Nathan and Elena are on the boat, and Elena's got this camera filming, and she's filming, and then Nathan says stop, and then they have a bit of an argument, and then some pirates comes and then they shoot, and then they go on to this, and then the next scene comes and you pretty much know the rest of that. So I think it will help if I just read this from Naughty Dog. Now I won't be reading this out of from all games, because out of all of them Naughty Dog only actually created Uncharted 1, 2, 3 and 4 and The Lost Legacy. They did not create the Vita games, or otherwise be on that page. Uncharted 1. Okay, a 400-year-old clue in the cliff art of Sir Francis Drake. You remember that guy? Sets Nathan Drake an exploration for the feeble treasure of El Duar, leading to the discovery of the forgotten island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I've heard that word beforehand. The search turns deadly when Drake becomes stranded on the island and hunted by machines. I have no idea what that means. Outnumbered and outgunned, Drake and his companions must fight to survive as they begin to unreveal the terrible secrets hidden on the island. So, in Uncharted 4, they say that Sir Francis Drake faked his death, but really didn't. Now, I have not got up to that part in Uncharted, but I do know that I do know one other thing about this game. This game it has a boss. It does, and it's also like the first game that has the controls are still getting used to, and also the reviews of this game was quite good. Another successful Naughty Dog game, which is fantastic.
I sure hope you know.
Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 was released in October the 13th, 2009, in the spirit of Halloween. It was released on the PlayStation 3, and it was also aged like the other games, age 16, and for America, T for teens. So, like always, I've played the start of this one, but I'm still getting used to the controls on this, because I'm starting to think the controls in Uncharted 2 completely suck. Something in Uncharted 1, if you're moving about on the high edge, you can die easily, but in Uncharted 4, they make it more better. They do, which I am quite happy to see about that. Okay, before I tell you what I know. Okay. Down on this slug, Drake is lured back into the treasure world of thieves and mystery treasure secrets. The words that they use, jeez. He had a stroke to leave behind when a mysterious artifact prophesied Drake on an expedition to find the legendary blah blah, I can't read that, of Shambhala. He finds himself inborn in a dangerous game of cat and mouse against a fugitive war criminal who's after more than the feeble witches of the lost city. I don't know why they say the word witches. I find that weird. Caught in the web of this witch, this Drake of Drake dispension, plugged into an Inca's deadly pursuit that tests the limits of endurance. Drake will be forced to risk everything, but has luck finally run out. Well, you do see at the start of the game, the very start, that Nathan Drake is beaten up and looks like he's about to die. But really he doesn't. If he was going to die, then he'll be dead by now. But what I know at the start, that we meet these two characters called Chloe and also this other guy called Harry, who is British. You can tell by the accent. Alright mate, come from London. So they want to go and steal something for their clients, and that's all I fairly know. I know that one of them turns on each other, and I know that Sully is also in this one, including Elena. And you know, Chloe is also one of the main stars in the Lost Legacy also. So I guess that's something to be like. Like I said, I don't know much about this. Uncharted 3. Uncharted 3 was released back in November the 1st, 2011. Now this is when things get a bit tricky because there have been multiple Uncharted games that got released back in 2011. But we'll just talk about Uncharted 3. Okay, this as usual released on the PlayStation 3, age 16 and teen for teens. Okay, so that means I've actually known more about this than the other ones. Okay. A search for the Phoebus architect of the sands proposes fortune hunter Nathan Drake on a darkening track into the heart of the evil desert. A journey that pits him and his mentor, Victor Sullivan, or I just like to call him Sully, against the aqueous treasury of a shadow, I can't read that, organisation and its ruthless leader when the troubled secrets of the lost city are unearthed. Drake's quest descends into a desperate breed for survival that strains the limits of endurance. Endurance and faces him into the combat of the secret spheres. Okay, so that's that. So in this they delve deeper into this game. Of course you've got Sully, Elaine, and also I know Chloe, whatever, they're in this game. But you also, at the start of the game, you play as Nathan Drake, and then you play as young teen Nathan Drake. Because in Uncharted 4 you play as the child version, this one is the teen version. Now I just want to let you know that I think this is a time when they don't know, they have not created the brother symbol. They may have either referenced it or not, I don't know. I haven't played the full games yet, even though I've got the Nathan Drake collection just standing on the table. Not that much has been said about Nathan Drake's older brother. So he's a teen, and we know that he's going to steal something now. It was his mother's, which is family stuff, which if that was me, then yes, I would. But another evil organisation wants this, and now they know that now they know someone's onto them. Basically, they want to kill the young Nathan Drake, which they don't. Sully, this is also the part where Nathan Drake first meets Sully, and Sully becomes quite a nice guy and defends him and shoots and defeats some of those guard things. So that's how I'm guessing he's still alive, and yeah, it's a good relationship, I will actually say. But I will say this, that Sully looks better in Uncharted 4. Be mad. So this game I heard was also going to be the last Uncharted, which was silly to think that, because then after this, moving on to a different one, we got the Nathan Drake collection back in 2015. Well, to be actually more precise about that, the 7th of October 2015. Now, the Nathan Drake collection was nothing new, just updated graphics, also different pause menus, the same voice actors were there, just they rendered it the different way and stuff. It's like recreating a video. But the Nathan Drake collection consisted of Uncharted 1, 2 and also 3, with also the usual stuff that you had in the original games when it was on the PlayStation 3. And this game was also rated as 16, and it was also on the PlayStation 4, so I'm guessing that you can get Uncharted 1, 2 or 3, either on the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4, which I like. Compatibility is key to life, and this was also rated as 16 and a teen for teens. I don't want to talk about this one for much, but we're going to talk about the PlayStation's all Battlestar Royale. This is basically a first game where you get to first different characters, so like Nathan Drake versus Paul Rapper or Big Daddy versus Nathan Drake, those type of ones. Now I didn't know this, but there is actually a story mode in there. So I'm guessing at the start you see 2 cutscenes and Sully is in this, and I guess they're gonna go and steal something. So you get to play as different characters, including Nathan Drake. This one was released back in November of 2012 on the 20th. So that basically this was released 1 year after Uncharted 3 and including a feature game. So you could say that this is kind of like the timeline after one of the Uncharted games, which is basically weird in some sort of a way. This was released on the PlayStation 3 and also on the PlayStation Vita. Age 12, and I'm guessing for America this would be either teen for teens or E for everyone. So this is, well, I'm guessing, quite good. If you bought the PlayStation 3 one, you would get this automatically on your Vita if you had one. So yes, I'm considering of buying it because it looks really, really good.
Pile it on, I can take it.
Let's talk about these Vita games and these iOS games for a second. These Vita games and iOS games where there's only about 2 Vitas and 1 iOS. Now I know that the iOS one is actually more recent into like portable stuff. It was called Uncharted Fortune Hunter, and then the other one was Golden Abyss, was actually a proper story, and that was released in 2011. And also there was another one for the Vita, Fight for Fortune. Now Golden Abyss is basically you get to play as Nathan Drake. I do not know too much about this one. I don't know where the timeline is. I'm thinking this is like another cheap version of Uncharted 1, but I don't know too much about this. All I know is that you get to play as Uncharted. All I know you get to play as Nathan Drake, there's enemies, and Cadius likes this one a lot. And also Uncharted Fight for Fortune is basically a cards game where in certain places you get to play as Nathan Drake. And Fortune Hunters for iOS and Android, and you get to play some random dude instead of Nathan Drake, I'm hearing, but to be honest this guy looks like Nathan Drake quite a lot. I know that Sully somehow is in this one, and there's no voiceovers, and this is basically a game that you get to play on your phone, which is kind of like if you can't get the newest Uncharted then you just get this, but
You ever wonder, like, different choices, how we might have ended up?
okay, so now getting up to the most recent stuff. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. I actually know the proper title like this, instead of, I don't know the other ones quite well. This one was released on the PlayStation 4, like always, and this also was released in the year 2016, last year, the 10th of May. Now, this was actually quite different because, well, I can't remember the last time an Uncharted game was released in May. Okay, so this one introduced tons of lot of stuff, including some Crash Bandicoot references, including a level that you get to play as twice, and also you get to play as young child Nathan Drake, including Samuel Drake's in this, and we get to understand who he is and also get to understand more of Nathan Drake's storyline. We know now that he was in an orphanage, same as his older brother, and the orphanage was run by nuns. Bit depressing, I know, but in this one they introduced a new line of gun gameplay, and they also introduced a new storyline, and I feel like everything's better in this game. The graphics look amazing, and like I said once, it's like Batman Arkham Knight meets another game meets Uncharted 3, and then they made this game, so I love this one quite a lot. And if you want to play a new Uncharted game on the PlayStation 4 and you've only got a PlayStation 4, I wouldn't say get the Nathan Drake collection. I would say get the Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 if you're 16. Well, if you're 15 for the other three, but yeah. Now, not much is actually known about this film. I've talked about this multiple times in Let's Talk Seeing, Acting and Dancing and ASAT Gaming Time, which is the two series I have on different channels. But the Uncharted movie, we know from this that people have wanted it for quite a long time, for about 8 years now, I'm guessing 9 now. And also Tom Holland from the Spider-Man Homecoming film and upcoming films The Avengers Infinity War and Spider-Man Homecoming 2. Tom Holland has been cast to play as young Nathan Drake, but also on IMDb he's just been cast to play as Nathan Drake, so I'm guessing young Nathan Drake. I have no idea. We don't know what storyline they're going to take this from. We don't know if they're going to put something from the films or make something original or a pre-story. We have no idea. Or they could just basically base this about the young Nathan Drake and exploring their adventures and how when Nathan Drake talks about his childhood in Uncharted 4, see what that actually means. But we have no idea what's going to happen. We don't know the storyline and we're still waiting, but I will put the IMDb link in the description below. Now, considering that we've actually talked about everything, the story, I just want to talk about the story fully without any pictures up and just music in the background. I hope you mind this. The story is something that you would expect from something else. Some of the stuff, like for monsters being in Uncharted, could be real in real life or not. But being in an orphanage when you're like a child or even a teenager is real, and running away from the cops is also real, and getting away from it is also real. People have figured this out beforehand. In Uncharted 4, I feel like most players will get emotionally attached to Nathan Drake. Why they want to play it at least twice or even more. Now, I'm not too sure if the Lost Legacy will be able to redo this. As of from I know now, spoiler alert, Samuel Drake is in this game until the end. He makes his appearance, but I'm not going to say too much, and I'm quite happy that they are in there. And also there's some references, and I knew this was going to happen, some references to Nathan and Samuel Drake. Quite amazing. But I just want to talk about the child Nathan Drake and the Samuel one. I'm going to show you a picture when this ends, and I want you just to think about it, and then we'll go on to the next one. The picture I'm going to show you is that this is either set that after they say they're going to run away and they get caught, or it's beforehand. When is this set? Because I am completely confused. I can only find this on the Uncharted 4 gallery, and I'm hoping I'll be able to find it on the internet. But is this realistic? Are these two kids able to run away from the police and not get into trouble and start over? Well, in real life, a person who looks after kids would be worried like hell. And they would want the police to find them instead of them getting hurt or getting killed. But yeah, again, you also have to realise this. These nuns may not be as you seem. They may not seem as caring as they are. They may not be as you think they are. They could be completely different, and for them running away, I would totally understand that. But for real life's sakes, I would always think that a child and a teen needs time to do this, because everyone gets raised in a way. Everyone has parents. Like you could be born, have parents, and get killed off, and then find out you were brought up in an orphanage or like in a care home, which is true. But is running away most of the time the answer? I don't know, because I've never been in that position before in my life. After all, I'm 16 and about to turn 17. So, just want you to think about this. Do you get emotionally attached to these stories, and do you deep down, do you feel like there's a theory behind all of this, and there's something that you want to talk about but you can't explain the word? There's a word that explains all this, but yeah. Okay, so here's the picture. So lastly, I want to talk about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. You thought I was going to not talk about this one. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, we could all call it Uncharted 5 if we wanted to, but we'll just call it The Lost Legacy for time's sake. Okay, so this one was originally going to be a long DLC in Uncharted 4, but then they expanded it, and now it's a whole video game, and now it's available on the PlayStation 4. And for most of the world, it's actually out now. I think it came out on the 20th of August for them, and for the UK, it comes out on the 23rd, it does, of August, and that's why I'm quite annoyed that they've allowed gameplays, which just dance stuff and Ubisoft, somehow they block it through. Well, guessing they do that anyway. So Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, you play as a former villain, Nadine was, and also a friend of Nathan Drake's, Chloe. You mainly play as Chloe, and Nadine helps, and Samuel comes in, I have no idea when. There's a new villain, there's a new tactic, there's a new what you're getting, everything is just new, but most of the stuff is still here from Uncharted 4. So most gameplays and the before you buy video and also trailers actually do talk about that, and also on the PlayStation channel they talk about that also from the making of the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Now I'm hoping that this is not going to be the end, because I feel like there is a lot more that they could explore with different characters, including with Samuel Drake. But have you always thought, we know we're done with Nathan and we know we're done with Elena, but is Naughty Dog going to go this far to kill off Samuel Drake, have another death, and not do a funeral scene with Nathan or Elena or even Sully? Like, are they going to go that far? Because if they do, then I would say that's going to be a bit stupid of Naughty Dog to do that. But if that ever does happen, I have faith in them that they will have Nathan Drake back just for that scene. Because I'm guessing in some sort of a way, if Samuel Drake's there, then there's some sort of a presence of Nathan Drake there. So the feel of him is not gone, but himself as the character he's done, retired, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's little documentary. I tried to make it different, and hopefully I've edited it a different way. I'm treating this like a big video, but this should be out soon. I'm probably not going to do any trailers for it, as of I just want this to come out when it comes out, and there's probably not going to be any deleted scenes, behind the scenes, but probably a talk video, and then that's it. I won't be making any of my own music for this time, because I feel like using other people's music steps up the production in this. Hopefully when I go on my computer it doesn't scare me of how many clips I get. Anyway, thank you guys for watching so much, and yes, I guess here's the credits, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Adam, you know what? Actually, I don't really care. I think I'm gonna try something. Actually no, I don't even have the powers. Adam, shall we try and bring the nerd back? Time travel. Might as well give it a go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's try it, that's not gonna work. So what a great segue into this documentary. Now, today we're going to be talking about a really good video game called Life is Strange. And just to prove something, if someone's dead, well, they're dead, Della. Let's get this going. What is Life is Strange? Well, Life is Strange is a video game, and also there's Life is Strange Before the Storm, but Life is Strange is about two characters for the main game. It's about Max and Chloe and their friendship. Now, in this timeline, Max has gone away and Chloe has been in Arcadia Bay for the last couple of years. And then Max one day comes back when she's 18, and then they get together, Max gets powers, all that, but we'll talk more about it later. Life is Strange is also a game that shows us how life is like from childhood, teenhood to adulthood. And from a new Life is Strange on the way suggested to be coming out within this year, today we're going to be talking about as much Life is Strange stuff as we can, starting with the main game. But first, here's a little clip of one of the review episodes that I did of episode 4 and 5. And later on, there's a Vortex party. I may be missing stuff out, but there's a Vortex party during the end of the episode, and you're going to go and warn people about Nathan, and I think Chloe wants to kill Nathan, but really Nathan's already dead. So you go to the party looking for him, trying to enter the Vortex Club, and you see Victoria. You either can warn her, not warn her, or when you're talking, warn her or not warn her. I would say warn her, even though she's a bit of a bitch. Warn her. So you do, and Jefferson announced the winner, which is Victoria, for the Everyday Hero contest. And we know that, well, Victoria's going to die next, but you go back to the junkyard, you do, and, well, it's all been a trap because Max has been drugged and Chloe has been shot. Episode 5 of Life is Strange is basically the last episode to an end. And by the end of this choice, you're going to have to make the hardest choice that Dectoad Entertainment, well, tells you what you have to do. So at the start of the episode, you're with Jefferson, you're over most of it, and you go through different timelines, you do, repeating different stuff, and going through a separate timeline where Jefferson and Nathan's got arrested. Unfortunately, the storm still happens and Chloe dies on that one. So by the end of it, you're having to be on your own timeline and go back to the very, very, very beginning. Just kidding. You're having to go back to that night in episode 4, and you go and find a picture of Warren. Now, you tell Warren before this, you tell Warren that you have powers, you do, and you can time travel, and he believes you, he does. This is Life is Strange, and Life is Strange was released back in 2015 with the big deluxe edition released in 2016, and then it was released on mobile devices between the year of 2017 and early 2018. Now, with this game is, you play as Max, you do, an 18-year-old who's come back from her other town to Arcadia Bay to find Chloe. Now, in these next 5 episodes, you're doing different dangerous stuff. Max has superpowers. You're trying to figure this out. The drama, who killed Rachel, and much, much more. Now, in this game, also, I should just be mentioning that this game is on the PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, the Wii U, PC, and I've just mentioned between 2017 and 18, iOS and Android. Now, this game has had so many ports, so many different things, that this game you could play it 1,000 times and it'll still make you cry, laugh, it'll still make you everything. But also, this is the starting point of Life is Strange. This game was produced and created by Dectoad Entertainment, and publishers being Square Enix, which they would be also on lead to do the next 2 Life is Strange games. Now, it can also tell us that, yeah, life is strange, but it can tell us that with these type of games, it shows us how we grow, how things change, how violence can happen, how sexual drugs can happen, all of this stuff. It shows it does within this game, and that's why it's amazing. Life is Strange Before the Storm has no cover art, has no something like this. But until recently, it will be released as something like that on the 6th of March. Now, Life is Strange Before the Storm is even shorter than the last one. Life is Strange, you play as Chloe this time, as a 16-year-old before basically 2 years before her death. Now, you meet Rachel, who was a bit of a big thing in the last one, and she's kind of like your companion, like Chloe from the last one. Many of the normal characters are back, but you meet newer characters. You also do, and also with new voice people on the hand. But also Ashley, the person who played Chloe last time, is here to play not play but write. But she will be playing Ashley in the farewell episode that we'll be talking about later. So it's a 3-episode part it is, and you go through the story as Chloe you do, and also sometimes when you are in like either your womb or in the place where you can get dressed, the stuff that if you pre-ordered the game, you get some nice other stuff, but you get costumes that you can go as. Now, this game is on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One and also PC. Now, the episodes got released between 2017 and 2018. Now that's a nice way to talk about Farewell. Farewell will be releasing on the 6th of March with some big other stuff releasing also. Farewell will be that 2 of the original voice actors for Life is Strange will be returning, to one of them playing Max and the other one playing Chloe. Now, we don't know any other news about this, but all we know that is you're playing as their younger selves. It's rumoured that this could be about William's death, even though that we've already seen that in the previous game. But this will be the final episode to be a bonus episode that is still in the timeline. But it's basically you're not playing as a 16-year-old, you're probably playing as a 12 or 13-year-old Max and companion being Chloe. Now, is there anything else we know about this episode? Not really too much. We don't know if Ashley's behind the writing again, but all we know is it will be releasing on the 6th of March, and there is a BTS video on YouTube at the moment, which I'll leave a link down below too. Now, is it possible that season 2 may happen? Well, after episode 3's release, an article was posted about it. Now, all I'm basically going to say out of my opinion is just that if they're going to do season 2, we need to find out when the second Life is Strange game is going to be released. Until then, there's no point doing season 2 after Life is Strange 2 is released. But I also want to add on that, not really like the other Life is Strange game, but this one, most of the good quotes, as the game theory says, are basically things that teens would say. It's this game built for teens. Yeah. Most of the things that happen in here are teen related. There are running away, smoking, drinking at this age, finding out new different things, and seeing your friends die and all that. Most of these things happen to teens. And the other one is not a teen-based game, but this one, I believe that this could be just built for teenagers. But have we heard any news about Life is Strange 2? Well, it did get announced in May of 2017 that since February of 2016 that they have been working on Life is Strange 2, and they want to make it as good as they can like the last one. Now, it is suggested in the podcast that this game may get released this year, but to be honest, Life is Strange got released in 2015, 1 year off. After that, in 2017, Life is Strange Before the Storm got released then. So to be honest, even though Farewell is going to get released this year, it'll be very unlikely they would release Life is Strange this year, as if they do have another video game coming out. So to be honest, I think the year that we're looking for is 2019 or 2020. It shouldn't take any longer than that, but unfortunately this will be in a new type cast space. So no Max, no Chloe, which I'm very sad about. And I guess we can only assume that if you pick the ending where you save Chloe, at least some people made it out alive, and you went off to live your life and not use your powers again. But if you didn't save Chloe and you saved Arcadia Bay, then you went on doing the same things. But then Max, well, unfortunately, I guess went into a deep depression and stopped going to that school after solving everything out. I guess that's the only things that we can assume, considering that this may never ever get confirmed, which is sad, but I guess for now we just have to make up our own theories and believe what we think. So what does Life is Strange, the video games, teach us about life? Well, they teach us that life is very short, it's very weird at times. It can be strange, it can be all that, but there's always people there that will love you, and there are always people there that will care about you and who want to deal with your problems and hopefully just help you in a way. But also it tells you that you do have to be safe when you're out there, and there are punishments to what you do in life, and the police and everything else is all there if stuff happens. But Life is Strange is a fantastic game, and it teaches not just me but hopefully other people a lot of stuff, that people can die, things can happen, the impossible can be impossible, and it can happen to anyone. So I don't want to brag about this for too long, but teenagers, I know I've said that probably like 10 times already, but these games are mostly built for them. Considering that Farewell will be looking at a younger Chloe and a younger Max when all things were happier, most of it is just basically it wants to tell a story with these games that these are the things that teenagers will either feel, will either think of, all of these things it will, and how youth is amazing to us. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I don't want to see you right now. So thank you guys so much for watching this little bit of a doc. Now I know this may not be what you expected, but man, it's been a long time since I actually did one of these. Thank you so much for watching this doc. Now the next one will be coming in April. It will be, considering that we're having 1 month on, 1 month off, 1 month on, 1 month off. So yeah, if you want to go and check out more links about Life is Strange and other stuff that I've done, please go down to the description below and subscribe to YegsTV. A documentary is in the works and will get released when it hits the 10k. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember, life can be strange, but it's always best to move on. Peace guys, see ya. And if this comes out on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day! Yay!
This is me saying farewell to all of those who live to sell. There must be more of life for me to see than famous folks and hip parties, desperation, drugs and vanity. Give me something